In this video, I'm going to show you what it's really like to live here in the city of Mobile. Oh, break. Okay, real quick, I just wanted to stop and say, I cannot believe I had my AirPods in while I'm recording a video, but the phone just rang and I had to take that, and there was a lot of loud noise around me. So anyway, just ignore that section. Back to the video. Now we're going to talk about the average priced home, somewhere in that 225 to 260. We're going to actually give you a sneak peek inside of this one. We're also going to talk about the property tax, some of the schools, some of the restaurants, some of the, what about expenses like gas and groceries, all those little details. We're going to show you what it's really like, and at the very end, I'm going to show you something that's, well, near and dear to my heart. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, my name is Jeff Jones with Keller Williams right here in the beautiful city of Mobile. Now, I'm standing here next to one of God's greatest inventions, and that is the air conditioner. And well, this video is talking about what it's really like to live in Mobile, and let me tell you, you gotta have one of these. But hey, one of my favorite things is when I look down at my phone and I don't recognize the phone number, and it's one of you calling, and I'm so thankful that I get to help you in the process of whether it's just answering questions or whether I'm helping you actually purchase a home moving to this amazing city. So call the number on the screen, shoot me a message, an email, any way you want to reach out. I'll be happy to help you, but don't forget to like and subscribe, because each week we're dropping a brand new video about this amazing place that I call home. Can you believe this kitchen? And we talked about an average house in the city of Mobile. Well, this house is in that $250,000 range, but this is a house where somebody came in and they flipped it. Now, depending on what part of the country you're in, you know, some of those houses, the average price can be $500,000, $700,000. It's crazy, but not here in Mobile. We're looking about that $250,000 range, and this is what you get. I mean, so many amazing finishes. Now we're about to head into the master bathroom. Now that's very special. This is amazing. This is an incredible shower. You've got double vanity. You've got so many great things. And this is a house that's about that average price point for the city of Mobile. So if you're wondering what it's really like, well, this is a good example. Now, living up to the reputation of living in Alabama, a lot of people still think of dirt roads, and hey, they're surprised I actually have shoes on my feet. But I do want to tell you the truth that yesterday I went on a listing appointment, had to go off the beaten path, and got mud on my tires. And so what's funny is you'll go shopping, you'll go to Walmart or whatever, and you'll see, there'll be a few cars with some mud on their tires because, well, this is Alabama. But for the most part, and of course, in the city of Mobile, well, there are no dirt roads. Everything is paved. Now, one of the things you'll notice, I'm driving right by a church. I've talked about this in some of my other videos, but, well, they don't call us the Bible Belt for nothing. There are churches everywhere. Now, one other thing you'll notice, I'm driving in the car, I actually had to turn the air conditioning down because it's so hot today. In fact, it says the external temperature is about 93 degrees. Now, we're filming this in mid-July, so, that's pretty common. But you have to have a car with air conditioning. If you don't, you're gonna have your window roll down the whole time, and you're gonna show up to work or wherever you're going soaking wet because it is hot. But that is what it's like living in Mobile. You absolutely have to have an air conditioner, whether it's in your car, but most definitely in your house. All right, so check this out. Here's a prime example. 5 o'clock traffic. Yep, everybody's backed up, and that's what it's like. But then, when it dissipates in about 30, 45 minutes, it'll go back to normal. But I will tell you, at the corner of Hillcrest and Grelot, in the mornings at 8 a.m., it literally takes you through 3 light cycles. Now, is traffic bad in Mobile? Well, certainly not compared to places like Atlanta and Denver and all those other kind of places that have crazy traffic. It's nothing like California, but that's just the way it is. So for us, I live in the city of Mobile. It probably takes me 15 minutes to get to most places. But if I'm going to Saraland or if I'm going downtown, you can plan on adding about 10 more minutes to that. So 30 minutes should be good to go. Now, one thing you'll notice about living in Mobile is there are trees everywhere. Now, it's kind of funny. I'm working with a client right now. They're from out of town. They're way out west. And when I go to show them houses, I'm showing them on FaceTime, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's green everywhere. And I'm thinking, I'm used to that. Like, I see it all the time. But for them, they're not used to it, and so they don't take it for granted. But let me tell you, there are trees everywhere. And the yard business is big business in Mobile. I mean, lots of yard companies and tree companies. I mean, it is big business. So that's one of the things you can know about living in Mobile is there are trees everywhere. And the closer you get to downtown, you'll see that the trees will change from, out here we have a lot of oak trees, but also we have a lot of pine trees. Well, downtown is primarily oak trees, and it is absolutely beautiful. Now, one of the questions I get asked are, Jeff, what about HOAs? Well, I will tell you, in the city of Mobile or in Mobile County in general, HOAs, they usually hover around $300 to maybe $450, but very rarely do I see something over the $500 mark. And if I do, usually that neighborhood's gonna have some pretty serious amenities like a community pool, something special that justifies that extra expense. But for the most part, you get those $200, $250 HOAs, and they're there to cover the median. They're there to cover the lighting, the brick wall, those type of built-in expenses. The goal is that a lot of folks, they call me and they want to move here and they don't want to have this crazy expensive HOA where they're really, really restrictive. Well, just know that most of the HOAs in Mobile, they're pretty chill, but they're there for a reason, and you hopefully won't have a neighbor next door that has 10 cars stacked up in their front yard that won't operate. That's the goal of an HOA. But if you have any questions, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to help you with that and guide you through that process. But just know this, there are tons of neighborhoods in Mobile that do not have HOAs. Okay, this is Cody Road where I'm on. City, county. Now, why that's important, it has to do with property tax. One of the things that you'll notice is if you're in the city, it's usually about 10%. If you're in the county, well, it can be 9%. And there's all kind of details with, annexation, all these things that are going on. But that is the difference that you'll find. It also has to do with garbage collection. If you're in the city, well, that's part of it. It comes with your taxes, you pay property taxes, then you get garbage pickup. If you live in the county, well, you're gonna have to use private service. That's usually about $28, $30 a month or so. But those are some of the differences. And Mobile, it's got a lot of squiggly lines as to how it's divided. But one road that I like to use as a divider is Cody Road, because I live near there and I live in the city, but my mom lives across the street and she lives in the county. So I always joke with her about her having to pay for garbage. Not me, mine's taken care of. Okay, right out my window, that is a storage facility called Grand Slam Storage. It's at the corner of Hillcrest and Grelot, and we're crossing over. Glad we caught this light. We're crossing over, and if you'll notice, right next door, there's another one they're building. That's one thing you can count on in Mobile, Alabama, is you got a lot of storage units. And another thing they have a lot of Dollar Generals. And the running joke in Mobile, when we see new construction, everybody's like excited, hey, what are they gonna build? What are they gonna build? Well, they always joke in the comments, they'll say, oh, another Dollar General. Well, because we have them everywhere. But storage units, Dollar Generals, and Mobile, there are a lot of chain restaurants also. We're gonna talk a little bit more about food in a little bit, but there are a lot of chain restaurants, but Mobile also has a ton of mom and pop restaurants that are unique to this city, and man, they're awesome. Now, one of the things I absolutely have to talk about are gas prices in Mobile. Now, again, this is in the city, but right now, mid-July, gas is $4.09. And so I was actually listening the other day to a friend tell me that he saw it for around $3.95. So, things are crazy right now with gas prices and what's going on. But in general, compared to the rest of the country, Mobile gas prices are still very low. So I'm holding the umbrella. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm standing in front of, well, it's either Aldi, I don't know how to pronounce it. But I do know that there are 3 of them that are either open or opening all within a matter of months. So there's a lot of construction going on, a lot of great things, a lot of exciting places coming to Mobile. And the reason I'm telling you about that is there's a reason why. One reason is because we have a lot of investment in the city of Mobile with jobs, whether it's Airbus, Austal, and so success breeds success. And so that's what we're seeing a lot of job growth, businesses bringing in folks from out of town. Well, then retail stores are doing the same. So that's exciting. But we're at the corner of Airport Boulevard this way. You've got I-65 this way. And so this is like a hub. This is a very, very busy place. If you look, you've got, crazy traffic behind me. Of course, it is 5:30. But one of the things that this corner represents, it really sums up a lot of what Mobile has. We've got some new development. Of course, we've got some old established places. There's a Waffle House, there's an O'Charlie's, which is a chain, of course. Then over here, you've got a Half Shell Oyster, which is a local place out of Mississippi that's expanded a little bit. And then, right down from that, you've got a nail salon. Let me tell you, Mobile, it's one thing that Mobile has plenty of, and that is nail salons. Always, man, we got so many. So you have no excuse if your nails don't look good. Another thing is you got some hotels, well-established hotel brands. You've got La Quinta Inn, you've got a Drury Inn, but just a lot of things happening right here. And another exciting thing with regard to restaurants, Drew Brees, quarterback for the Saints, or should I say former quarterback, well, he has a restaurant. I think it's called Walk-Ons, and so it's right over here as well. So a lot of exciting things going on in Mobile, but I'm holding in my hand a trusty umbrella. Now, let me tell you about that. We use a word down south called drizzling. And so, a lot of folks will say, well, is it raining? We're like, no, it's not really bad. It's just drizzling. And so that means just light rain. You may or may not actually need an umbrella, but it's always safe to have one in your car. So I highly recommend that. And another thing that will tell you what it's like in Mobile, you better have a good set of windshield wipers, because without that, well, you're going to be in trouble. So what do you need? You need an umbrella, you need some good windshield wipers, and you need a strong appetite, because there's some great restaurants right here, and you need to be able to explore some things, because you never know when there's going to be a new place that pops up, and you always want to go and check it out. And there you have it. Yep, $3.95, just like my friend mentioned. So, gas fluctuates. So right now it's around that $4 mark. Just a few weeks ago, it was about 40 cents more than that. And of course, we're hoping it goes down even further. But the gas in Mobile, on a national scale, is cheap. Okay, so I told you that we'd wrap up at something special. Well, Mobile Beignet Company started right here in the city of Mobile. I'm actually standing out here by the mobile trailer, but the actual location in West Mobile is right around the corner, and it's the Mobile Beignet Company as well as Baytown Burger, which is kind of a combination. So whether you want something sweet or whether you want to eat dinner, well, you can take care of it right there. Now, it started in the city of Mobile, downtown. At the downtown location, started about 2.5 years ago. The owner, her family, it's just incredible, their story, how it started as a dream and then it has exploded. So if you want something unique to the city of Mobile, well, this is the place to be. And that's it, folks. That is a glimpse into what it's really like living right here in the beautiful city of Mobile. Now, of course, I couldn't cover everything, but hey, I've got other videos that talk about neighborhoods, pros and cons, all sorts of things. So be sure and check that out. But also, hey, like and subscribe, because each week we're dropping a brand new video about this place called Mobile, where, well, I've lived here my entire life. But call the number on the screen, shoot me a message, email, reach out. I would love to hear from you. Any questions you have, whether you just have questions or whether you actually want to move here, I'll be happy to help. I'll do everything I can.